about and influence about policies that can lead to Kenya being a more circular economy. Number three, I think it's also critical on the issue of climate change to look on how we can be able to deal with the issues of loss of biodiversity and constantly working together to put Kenya into the map of earning carbon credits. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in line 7 and 17 of his speech, the president did spend a lot of time talking about the need for us to be able to improve on accountability to the electorate. I do agree with the president on this because it is critical that we always recognize those people who put us into office. And therefore, people have spent so much time talking about the issue of having cabinet secretaries appearing before the House. I think that is an important thing that we can support. Standing Order number 267 does allow this House. It establishes the Rules and Procedures Committee that can be able to allow this House to explore the issues such as this, and then amend to allow cabinet secretaries to come to this House. On this floor, many people have argued using Article 153, sub-Article 3, where cabinet secretaries are mostly required to appear before committees of the House. I think in the spirit of this accountability to the electorate, we should be able to explore Article 153, sub-Article 4b, which actually does require the cabinet to be able to furnish such a House with full report regularly. And in that article, the House is Parliament. And therefore, with that article, we can actually be able to support the President on this particular issue. Mr. Speaker, I think it is very critical that I now look at some of the issues that the President talked about that I think were good ideas, very well intended, especially looking at the bottom part of the pyramid in our country. But I think that some of these issues can be improved in terms of approach. Number one, the President did talk about the issue of improving savings for retirement for the people in the informal sector. I think these are critical issues. A few people have talked about the issue of restructuring NSSF to work for such a people. But I think that when you think about national strategy for savings for people at the lower part of the pyramid, it's critical that you always equate savings to investment. I think that you will agree with me that those who are not in the bottom part of the pyramid will always think about retirement as having done a few investments here and there that allows them to depend on that on those investments upon retiring. Therefore, I think that the issue of savings in NSSF should not be an issue that is depending on charity by government, but one which we can be able to find adventurous ways of ensuring that we do have critical investment plans. Second, I think that the people at the lower part of the pyramid in the country today are not saving, not because they are not willing to save, but, Mr. Speaker, it is because they don't have income. You cannot save from what you don't earn. And therefore, it's critical that our national saving strategy should be able to include the issue of improving income. Closely to that, Mr. Speaker, the President did talk about lowering the cost of credit. I think this is very critical because it also helps bolster the issue of saving nationally. However, I think that the approach that we have on looking at people like Fuliza is not the right one, simply because I think that this House